Well, I put this down. They left to New York. It took them 4 days, 6 minutes, and 43 seconds to get there. When they left, I threw a big party. We trashed the place, then we picked it up. When Mom and Dad went in, I was passed out on the floor. My dad carried me to bed. And then I need to continue that.
This one I couldn't find the other sheet that had them all on there.
To be continued.
So, I'm curious about trashing the place. What made you choose for that as part of the story?
Because we threw a big party and then we all got so crazy that we just wanted to trash it.
Oh, may I see your writing?
I didn't do the greatest of writing.
They left to New York. Took them 4 days. Does this say you're passed out?
Yes, I'm really good with past tense.
Something I want to show you about the past tense, because you said you're not needing to work on that. Okay? If you pass a football to someone, what sound next? Pass. So this is to pass, right? That's to pass something right now. There's something that we can actually connect to the end of the word, like a memory cloud, right? That happened in the past. So we're going to take whatever's in that cloud and we're going to drop it at the end of this word. And it's E-D. That says something that is done. That D is like done in the past.
Past it?
So then we add the E here. And we put the D here. And now instead of pass, we have past. Can you try it with me?
Past. That doesn't really sound like an E, like a T.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a T at all, does it? So this cloud, I'm glad you noticed that. Sometimes it can sound like a T, and sometimes it can sound like a D. But rather than worry about what it sounds like, we need to think about what is the purpose of ED at the end of a word. It tells us that it is what? What does that D tell us? That we're already
done with it.
Done. That's the most important thing. Even though sometimes it can sound like a T and sometimes like a D. So I'm going to give you another one. If you cross the street today,
Crossed it.
yesterday you
Crossed?
Go ahead and write the ED for crossed. And it's pronounced crossed. Did you hear that T again sneak in there? Crossed. I crossed the street. Oh, I didn't hear that D. It's sneaky. This ED can sound like a T or it can sound like a D. But it doesn't matter. We'll let that rain fall down, right? Doesn't matter what sound. What does matter is that this means we are already done. That's why it's on the end of a word. It changes cross to crossed. Does that make sense? Can you think of another word where we would have to put ED? Something that you did over the vacation?
Pheasants. Pheasants.
It's interesting to me that you said presents. What do you do with presents? Because we need,
Open them.
right. This
Open
ED,
kid. Open did.
this ED can only go on an action. It can't go on a person or a place or a thing. And presents are a thing, right? They're things.
That's a
It
thing.
has to go on action. So what action do we do with presents?
Pass this thing.
You pass presents, right? I
Passes.
passed the presents for my mom to my mom, right? Or she passed me my presents, right?
We don't really pass each other presents. We just look at them and then we just toss them to each other.
Ooh,
Toss.
here we go.
Tossed it.
Nice practice, yeah. So we have toss. What are we gonna do to toss?
Edie.
And what sound does that?
Tossed.
Good. So again, you heard the T sound, but that's not as important as what? Knowing that the action of toss is, what's that word?
Done.
Done. Yep. Look at our writing prompt that we had today. It's interesting. There's an ED word at the top of our prompt. Can you find it? It's an action that's done. Something that Mrs. Engel wrote for you as your prompt for your writing. It's an action that's already done. If we know that it's already done, what two letters would have to be at the end of a word? Good job.
Because we already waved at them.
You already waved.
Very
Right?
good
It-
connection.
Not just wave, it's already. You can even put already in the box. Already done. Someone already waved. Okay? So, if you hear t at the end of an action word, or you hear d
Duh.
at the end of an action word, I want you to ask yourself, wait, does this mean that it's already done? Okay. We'll do some more practice with that as we write.
Okay.
And then when you read, be watching for it. And when you see it, you'll say, you're trying to catch me. And I know what that means. It means this action's already done. Just like your reading time and writing time today, it's already done.